The Horrible Gamers podcast may contain content not suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Horrible Gamers podcast, show number 197. We recorded on March the 24th, 2018. I'm one of your hosts, Gonzalez, also known as Jesus Rockstar. Today, I am joined by the HGP crew from the Great White North. My friend, Ryan Gibson, Gib8777 is back.
Arr, matey, another episode of Horrible Gamers. Let's get this done.
Also, from the West Coast, the best coast, Henley Merrill, Gunny Chief is back. Welcome back, Henley.
I bought a pirate shirt yesterday just for the show.
Ooh, just for us to see it.
Guys.
Just for the show that isn't on video at all.
I know, like we're not live, but you guys can see it. They can't.
We
Maybe
can
I'll
see it.
post
We
in
can
the
see
Facebook
it.
group.
Oh, yeah, look nice in that shirt. You look nice.
All right, what's everybody wearing? You got your pirate shirt, Gunny. I got my BioShock shirt.
Nice. I got a Mario on top of Yoshi sticking his tongue out shirt.
Just letting everybody know what we're wearing.
Yeah.
Maybe we should add that to
real,
our like
real nerds
plan. What we're wearing today.
Real nerds. Guys, you can follow us on Twitter at _Horrible Gamers. You can also join our Facebook community, Horrible Gamers Podcast Community over on Facebook. We also have a Facebook page you can like and leave a review on there. Leave a review on iTunes if you can as well. Hit subscribe button. Also, email us at feedback@horriblegamers.com. And big shout out real quick to our Patreons over at patreon.com/horriblegamers. Jonathan Hall, Alan Mabey, Joshua Wolf, Bill Garner II, Evan Tanaka, and John Jerome. Thank you guys for helping us out through Patreon and donating money every month. It is really appreciated. It's really needed. And if you want to, you can go ahead over to patreon.com/horriblegamers and donate money yourself to help the cause. Our intro song is done by Fowler and TwistX. It is called The Breakout, and our outro song is called Night Owl by Broke for Free. Guys, let's get into what we've been playing this week. Lots of games, lots of new games came out. Great games. We got some reviews to give out. I'm going to start off the list real quick with something that I played this week that I know you guys played this week because it just came out to the United States. PubG Mobile just came to the U.S. Literally, it was like a day or two after we recorded the last show.
It was like
right?
two days after we got it in Canada. You guys got it in the States. It was like, holy crap.
Yeah, so
Thanks a lot
Tencent.
for the soft launch.
Tencent went all out and they just released it in the United States. I believe they released it in United States, Canada, and a couple other countries in the European Union. So they're slowly trying to release it across the world. I think they're trying to get ahead of Fortnite Mobile, which has been taking off recently with their preview. Man, so PUBG Mobile, I played it, and I know I played it before, and it's the exact same game that I played in the Chinese version of the game. Yep. It's just in English, but it's the same game.
Somebody mentioned that it had the Chinese version didn't have doors or something like that, because the version I played this week had doors.
No, there's no doors inside. There's doors to go into a house, but inside the house, there's no doors inside.
Yeah. There's no doors inside the house. I think they made the rooms a little bit wider and bigger just to make it easier to navigate with the touch controls, I think.
Well, I think that helps fix up that problem I've been having with like the camera. When you go in to a doorway, the camera kind of does a fucking a little shift back and forth sometimes. Or if you're trying to turn the camera as you're going through the door, it's like the camera kind of bounces all over the place. It's really weird. I think it doesn't work well in tight spaces, you know?
Yeah, so PUBG Mobile is fun. I mean, it's free, so go get it on your iPhone, Android. It's on those two big markets, right? Android and iPhone. I don't know about it. Is there any other app market out there?
Well, Windows 10 marketplace.
Oh, wow. It's not going to be on there.
No, that's for 10
sure.
phone,
They never get anything. Those guys
I had Windows 10 phone for like 8 years, eight to 10 years.
Those guys never get the
had
newest
strictly
apps.
Windows 10.
Yeah, but I thought I heard Brun talking on before he left TXL about how they're discontinuing probably some of the phones.
They discontinued the Windows 10 mobile line.
Yeah, so anyways, PubG Mobile, guys, it works. It's good. The attachment's attached to your gun automatically. You pick up the ammo automatically that you need from enemy crates, etc. As you're running through a house, you pick up the 5.56 if you need it, or the 7.62 or the 9mm. Also, the game just runs really good on phones. It does. So I played it on my phone. I got the highest setting. And it's kind of weird how I was like, I wonder what phones have the low settings. And I think that's the iPhone 6s that you can go back to and play on. So a few generations back. So, I think that's the lowest settings.
The iPad Pro, and it played on medium.
Really?
Settings.
On the iPad Pro?
I was surprised. I thought it would be high. But
Turn it up, though, Gunny.
I tried. I clicked on high, but it wouldn't.
It wouldn't do it. What?
I wonder if maybe it's because of a resolution or something.
Yeah. Do you have the newest iPad Pro, right? Because iPad Pro is pretty new. I would say. I would figure I would let it play on highest settings.
This one's probably it might be a year and a half old. So there is like a newer iPad Pro 2 or something.
Oh, okay. So it might be that.
But still, you would think it would run on that. It's
got
a pretty
great
powerful
resolution.
tablet.
Yeah.
It runs on my Samsung Galaxy 2.
And it runs high or medium?
And I heard that in another podcast that some of the Samsungs are running on high. So
it runs on high, yeah.
It might be that the Samsungs just have a little bit better hardware in them or something. The RAM may be a little bit higher. But
iPad Pro? I don't know about that.
No, the iPad Pro, how much RAM does that have? Like 4 gigs, if that? Maybe 2.5
I'd
or
have
3?
to look at it.
I know that the iPhones and the Apple products, you tend to have lower RAM than the Samsung products because they don't need as much RAM. Apple optimizes their software to use less RAM or whatever. So they usually tend to have like lower RAM than a new phone. Like the new Galaxy S9s have like fucking 5 gigs of RAM or 6 gigs, and the iPhone 8 only has like 4. You know
how like some of the standards, especially with iOS devices, where I had a storage space, I think I got like the 120 gigs or something. Because initially they always come with like, here's 5 gigs of space for you. But I would pay the extra money for extra storage space.
You pay $1 a month, you get like extra storage space in the cloud or whatever. But PubG Mobile, guys, did you guys enjoy it? Have you guys played much of it? I'm level 7 now. So what happened was, for me, my stats from China carried over to Canada, carried over to the US. They're all connected.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, they're all connected.
Oh, wow.
All the stats are, because I had the same gear that I was wearing in China.
Well, yeah, because I find even like when I'm playing, I'm still going up against like you see the Chinese character name and stuff like that. I'm still like it's all one server.
I think it's all connected. Yeah,
it makes sense that it crosses over, I guess.
So like,
there's different. I noticed there's different servers, just like on the vanilla game on Xbox.
Change it.
Well, you could probably change it like where you want to play, what region, but. I mean, I was playing, and I had the same stuff that I had on the Chinese version of the game, and I even had like the login bonuses. It was like, thank you for logging in 4 days in a row. I was like, what? 4 days in a row? Like, I just downloaded the game today, and it was like, no, it's counting 4 days from playing the Chinese version to this one.
Oh, sweet. I got my sleeveless biker jacket, guys.
Ooh. Oh, man, look at that. But yeah, the game is fun, and I'm really liking it. I recommend it to anybody who likes PUBG to download it. I mean, I haven't got to play the Fortnite mobile version because I'd never signed up for the beta. I'm not really interested in the beta.
iOS.
You have a code? Or maybe you'll send me a code over, and I could get that going on my phone. But I mean, I'm not really interested in the Fortnite. I don't like Fortnite as much as I like PUBG. And I know I'm definitely in the minority in that. More people like Fortnite than PUBG. Because it's free, because it's easier, because it's updated more often. But still, I like the grittiness of PUBG, the jankiness, something about it that just really gets me hooked into that game. So, yeah.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. As soon as I downloaded it, I jumped in, and I didn't know you had to be, once you reach silver status is when you're actually playing with human players.
Really?
Because I was at a party with Ryan.
I don't feel like that's that true, because
I think not all of them apparently.
Maybe it might throw bots in if there's low, if there aren't people around your level to play with you.
Yeah.
But when I was playing, I felt like I was killing real people. Like
I jumped in and I got a bot who landed behind me. And the only reason I know this is because I was in that party with you and I'm like, oh, I'm finding all kinds of loot and my gun's now got like a silencer on it. Cool.
Yeah.
And this bot kept shooting me in the back and I kept dodging him and running. And I'm like, he can't even fucking aim, so I'm going to keep going. And then I felt like he kept catching up to me. Like I couldn't.
Man, you should have turned around and killed him. What I do in that game...
Eventually I did.
Wait until someone shoots at me. I never shoot at anybody in that game. Someone shoots at me. As soon as I do, that gives away your position. I know exactly where you are. Boom, 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 you're dead. Like...
Yeah. I really liked it. I think I was really close to a chicken dinner the other day. I was doing pretty damn good, man. I had got like a level 3 backpack. I had a scar. I had killed 3 people that were trying to kill me in this field. I had one guy shooting at me from the front. One guy, and then I killed him. I go loot his scar and stuff. Then I turn around, I'm getting shot from the back. I shoot him, and then another guy comes in a car, he tries to run me over, I kill him, I jump in a motorcycle, I get across the bridge, the circle's closing in, I get across the bridge, and okay, now I'm camping on a rock. Okay. I hear sniper bullets going off. I'm like, oh fuck, someone sees me. I run, I shoot a guy across the map, I lay down on the ground, I shoot, there's like, okay, now we're in the final circle, there's 20 people left alive in the final circle. These motherfuckers is like, all you see is gunshots, fucking people are killing each other. I'm laying prone in the field, there's no rocks around me, there's just grass. And I'm trying to shoot these people with my scar across the field. I killed 4 of them, like across the field. Finally, it was just down to me and the last person. And he knew exactly where I was at, because he just stood up, started shooting at me. I got up, I started unloading on him. And finally, he got a headshot on me or something, because my health went down like all the way as soon as he hit me, and I was like dead. And I was like, oh, that was cool though. He had me that. I mean, we were down to like the last 2 best players, I think, in that match. Because dude, I killed like 12 people that game. I had a shitload of kills. I was just killing, because in the last field, I was just shooting at everybody that I would see standing up in the trees, and they were just trying to snipe people in the field. So I would shoot at them first, and then I'd look at who they were shooting at. And those guys were usually fighting with somebody else, so I would snipe them from across the field. It was cool, man. It was cool.
I had a really weird situation in PUBG. I was driving in my car, and I'm driving along, and some guy shot at me, so I kind of looked back to see where he was shooting me from. I ended up driving into one of those concrete fucking ditches.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, shit, I get out. There's no way to get out of them.
Yeah,
you cannot get out of those concrete ditches. So I went into there was like a little, like, you know, like a tube that you could go down, but it didn't go anywhere. It stopped. There was a wall. I sat in there, and I just, every time I heard someone coming close to me, I'd peek my head out, wait until I could see them. Boom, dead. I got like 13 kills before the wall closed in on me. Wow. Like the wall was closing in, and I'm like, I'm stuck in here. I can't get out if the wall passes me. I'm screwed. But it kept going to my location, and I was like, I will laugh so hard if I'm in the middle of the circle with this fucking... But it eventually shifted away from me, and I died.
Oh,
but I had like 13 kills just sitting in that hole. Just people would walk by, and they'd stop, and they'd be like, they could hear me. I'd start, if I heard somebody coming, I would like start reloading my weapon or something to make noise so that they would go, where the fuck is he? Where the fuck is he? And then they would come around the corner. I'd just pop dead. There was so many boxes just laying around there because I couldn't get out to get them.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Everybody kept coming over. Look at all this loot.
I think I got to like top 10, but the wall, and I couldn't get out.
Yeah,
once the wall passed me, I got back in the car and tried like smashing my way out, and it was just wasn't having it.
I'm really impressed on how well the game runs on phones and how they have the different settings for the graphics and all that. Like, I'm really impressed by that because it looks really good for a phone game. It looks really good, and it runs pretty much without any hindrances. It just runs, right? It works.
It ran fine. Like for me, when I first loaded in, it didn't all load in at once, but once I landed, like boom, everything loaded in really quickly.
Yeah, so it's really good.
I thought I was going to be I wouldn't see everything right away, but I was able to get right through the doors. I liked the controls a lot.
Yeah. And they did a really good job with those controls because they have a button for everything, right? They have one for crouching, one for prone, one for jumping, one for punching. They got one for punching on both sides of the phone. You got one on the right, one on the left. You can punch with both.
Well, it's punch or fire. And there's also if you go into the options, you can turn on a lean left and right, and they're just above your stick, and you can hit the lean button, and then you'll lean to one side. So if you want to like peek around corners and stuff like that, but you have to go into the options and turn that on.
I might have to try
I also
that.
like the other option that Ryan pointed out, and that was if you're moving forward, if you're moving forward, just go up higher with your left thumb and you'll actually go to run. You don't have to go press auto.
If you pull the button, if you pull the stick all the way forward, a little gold button will show up. If you go over top of that button and let go of it, it locks running. So you just keep running. You don't have to touch that stick at all. And then you can use your right hand to move the camera around as you're sprinting. And your left hand can be over that second button that you were talking about, the fire button. And you can fire from the other side, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's cool. I like it.
It's handy. Like when you're running, if you spot somebody, you can just kind of line them up and then keep running and boom, 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 kill them.
Yeah, I really like the way the 360 camera works because there's a little button for the 360 camera, so you can just rotate the camera around you while your guy's facing one direction. Yeah, that's really helpful for when you're running through a field and you're getting shot at to kind of pinpoint where you're getting shot at or shot from. I mean, but yeah, the game is good. So check it out, guys. iOS, Android. PubG Mobile. It's made by Tencent Games. Fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like Tencent went to Bluehole and they were like, guys, you need to give us a right for the mobile game across the world. And they're like, what? Like, look, Fortnite's about to release their shit in a week. You guys need to give us a right to release this everywhere, especially the United States and North America. I'm like, okay, I guess.
Yeah.
And they just did it. They just released it because that was quick as hell. They did it so fast. So I'm impressed.
Yeah, it was fun. Like a few matches, Jesus. I went with your strategy. I just stayed in my car and just started running people over. It was so much fun.
On the phone,
you could run people over like crazy.
In the phone version is so cool to run people over because you can do it so easily. Oh my god!
I had a fucking crazy car story. I was having a pretty good match and I was loaded up really good. I had a SCAR with a scope and fucking all the attachments and everything, and I'm like, yeah, sweet. And then I found a buggy, so I got into my buggy. I was driving around. I ran a couple of people over and whatnot, and all of a sudden I heard this other buggy coming up from behind. He chased me around the entire circle. We just kept fucking going and going. And then eventually I hit a bump and I kind of did a tilt, and then I ran into a tree. And he actually drove up behind me, put his buggy on top of mine. When he stopped, he smashed into me. I couldn't go anywhere. And he got out and he fucking killed me. But it was this crazy car chase for 20 minutes.
I had a guy the circle was coming down. I think it was the last 20, and he's going for the buggy. And I just creamed in between the buggy.
Yeah.
As soon as he was going to get in the door, it was funny as hell. And then eventually I got out and was like, all right, where am I going to go? Freaking, I'm in the middle now. So I kind of goofed on that one. I should have stayed on the outside of it. But hey, I made it to 7, and
good.
I was in the top 10 every match. It was fun.
Top 10.
Anyways,
that's enough PubG Mobile right there. Gunny, you wanted to talk about a certain simulator game. You said you needed to talk about.
I told you it was important that I played Farming Simulator 15, part of the Xbox.
Okay, guys, Gunny is supposed to have a real funny story here
about this. He said.
So we're going to find out how funny this story really is. Come on, Gunny.
It's not funny, guys. I've never played one of these games, and I just thought I'd jump in and check it out. And I have no green thumb. I had no idea what the hell I was doing. Basically, just tried out all the different vehicles and was the one thing I was trying to figure out was how to see the land or whatever. I was like, how the fuck do this? Like, oh, go play the tutorial. So I think I went and watched some YouTube and was teach me, you got to sell this green tractor, and then you got to sell this thing over here to make money doing this thing.
Did they talk like that too? They had that accent?
I was playing my country music, just kind of going along. Yeah. But yeah, like I ended up plowing a field and was just like, I think I fell asleep. Like
You
just
fell
about
asleep
the
at the wheel? What kind of farmer are you?
But I noticed you could hire a worker too, or whatever.
Really? So you can hire people to do your thing?
Yeah, and I thought, why the hell would you want to hire somebody? This game needs
That's
co-op.
like real life. It's a simulation game. It's like real farming. You hire people to work for you.
It's like you got to plow the whole field if you don't want to hire a worker.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting there after I plowed the field, whatever, put the seed down. I'm like, when does this shit grow? like, and it gives you
3 weeks
time.
later.
It doesn't fucking grow in like 2 minutes, Gunny. You put a fucking seed in the ground. You got to water it. You got to take care of it. You got to make sure you're treating it right.
But it's funny because it doesn't have like a day and night cycle. So I'm like, all right, well, if the sun never goes down.
How does a fucking farming game not have a day and night
Yeah, that makes
cycle?
no sense.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the 2000.
Are you sure you didn't have it like on super like real life mode where like the time is like real time, and you were just like stuck on real time?
Yeah, I played it on normal. Then I went back to easy, just to see like the differences.
Oh
between...
wait, whoa!
Let's talk about
what
this.
now? You put
I put it
down
on
to baby mode.
He went to
Put it on
baby
baby
mode.
mode, Gunny.
He won't play
Well,
Wolfenstein 2
I
in
said
baby
put it on
mode,
baby,
but
and you
he'll
get
play
the
Farming Simulator in baby mode.
money for your tractors.
Gunny, you now have to play Wolfenstein.
In baby mode.
Have to in baby mode. It has to happen.
So now I'm going from driving tractors to shooting Nazis.
Yeah, America. Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Done.
but that's
You
part
done
of
with
This is
That's
your
my
damn
favorite.
Farming Simulator story? God, I'm falling asleep over here. All right, Ryan, what's your game, man? I know you got some of the games we have here. Let's talk about them.
Well, I played Tesla versus Lovecraft.
Tell me about this game.
This game's actually kind of cool. It's not a very expensive game. I can't remember. Was it 15 or 20 bucks? I think it's 20 for me, so it'd be like 15 for you guys.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyways, it's basically a cool top-down shooter. You get dropped in. You're wait a minute. You're Lovecraft. No, you're Tesla, and Lovecraft is releasing these monsters into the world or something. Like the story is very weird and kind of vague, and I was like, what the heck is going on here? But basically, you get dropped into this area, and you have to kill all the monsters and pick up a bunch of power-ups, so you get new guns and
So it's
all kinds of
top-down?
stuff, new powers.
It's a twin stick shooter.
Yeah, it's a twin-stick shooter. Yeah.
So-
top-down, sort of.
This is made by 10 Games, right? So
Yes.
I know those guys made that one game that I play on the Switch all the time where you fight the monsters. It sounds a lot like it. Where like you're Crimson Land, where you're like top-down.
Yes.
You have like machine guns and you just spinning in circles, killing all the zombies. There's blood everywhere, and you get power-ups and
Yeah.
guns and...
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
and
and
you get like these explosions that blow shit up.
It's a good
and,
game.
Like you end up leveling your guy up, but I think you lose all your shit if you die.
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
have to start.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
start all.
it's-
It's like a rogue, almost like roguelike thing where you have to start over.
You start at the beginning of the same level, but you lose all your power ups,
Yeah.
and then you have to gather your power ups again.
And then every level you go through, you get new perks, right? Like faster power ups,
yes,
faster this.
yeah. It's like you push Y, and it's like, hey, you could pick from these two perks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
like more health.
That's
or
exactly-
40% more.
That's
ammo.
exactly like Crimson Land without Tesla, without Lovecraft monsters.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds just like it, but in the other one,
There's a million games like
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean? There really
I,
is. But it's pretty fun.
I actually played Crimson Land and Tesla versus Lovecraft.
which
this
one's
week.
a little bit better?
Well, so yeah, Tesla versus Lovecraft is obviously the newest version.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because when I did fire up Crimson Land, I didn't know it was from the same developer.
Yeah, they're from the same
Um,
people.
Yeah, and I actually liked them both. They're actually both very good.
Yeah. So shout out to
Yeah.
10 Games. Check out their games, man. They got lots of games. They're probably, I think when they emailed us the review codes, Jacko, he like told us that that I think they're like the largest publisher on the Switch with the most games. They have the most games on the Switch than
10 ton
anybody else.
does a ton of shit.
So
they literally have 10 ton of games.
Yeah, they have a 10-ton game on fucking Switch. Like they have so many, dude. They have. Yeah, if you go on there, I don't know if you could search the publisher, but you see a lot of the indie games on there are 10-ton games, and they're not bad games. I mean, obviously some are a little bit not as polished as the other ones, but they're all generally pretty good pick up and play, and they work really well for the Switch.
Yeah, what I liked about Tesla was how it like I played through the first chapter, and that goes pretty quick. Like in 30 minutes, I was done with. Like how many levels is it? Like 6 levels or something like that. And I noticed there's a timer, so you can actually go up against your own time. Or I didn't see the
you
options
can go back
for
and change the difficulty and the and like replay the levels and stuff like that, and try and beat your times and try and get more power ups and whatnot.
Because I think some of them actually had where you might start off at a level and they're coming out of like the ground. Like the enemies are coming out of the ground, and then eventually after like 1 minute, and then it'll be like this thing will pop up where the enemies come out, or then you can actually go over there and destroy that sinkhole or whatever.
Yeah,
it's like this
Or
little
statue.
machine, and you have to blow it up to finish.
it's
the
like
level.
the nest or whatever of the things.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
But there's other nests that are popping up all over the place, so you have to
They come
constantly
from
be on
everywhere. Dude.
Yeah.
Like literally like everywhere.
And those
Like
games
all
are
of a sudden
fun.
you think you're safe, and
Yeah.
then fucking they're coming from all sides, and you're like, ah!
You're trying to run to the corner of the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the perks you pick up early on is a teleport. So that'll
that sounds
teleport you like a
handy.
short distance, and you can do
You
you can do
teleport
3 in a quick
fences and stuff
succession.
like that.
Huh.
And
Okay.
that's pretty cool, like, because you
What,
really need to get out of a fight. You got to go quick.
What platforms did you guys play this on? I know it's out for the Switch. I know it's out for the PS4, and I think it's out for the Xbox One and Steam. It's on everything, right?
Yeah.
I played it on
Initially, I
Xbox.
believe it came out on Steam, and yeah.
On the Xbox, Ryan, how are the achievements set up? Are they easy to get? Are they kind of difficult? Is it like kill 1,000,000 monsters or something? Like,
To be honest, I didn't even look at them. I know I popped a couple
okay,
So
along the way, but
you figure
I didn't
in
really look at them.
like in 30 minutes, I popped about 400 achievement points,
on
literally,
Steam.
like real quick.
Okay, so it must
So
be
I
like, based
got like
on
one for
chapter-
100, and
So I wonder if it's
50.
based on chapters or if it's based on like kills and perks and things you do like that. You know what I mean? It's like don't
think there's
die
3.
with like 10,000 enemies on the screen or something. I don't know.
Yeah, there's different ones like there. I was popping them left and right.
Okay.
So any achievement hunters out there, man, you can get some really quick achievement points in this game in probably an hour and a half.
Awesome.
But yeah, that game was fun because the way you just keep moving, and then you're picking up like these different things that will get you to a mech, and
Okay.
so you can have a mech like every 5, less than 3 minutes. Like your mech's ready, and basically you hold down the A button, and then you're just like full auto in a mech suit, just unloading on these enemies.
What? Never got to do that shit.
Really? Yeah, it's early on in that first chapter, so I think like
I'm like 8. I'm on like the 8th or 9th.
keep watching the top of your screen. You'll see that it'll prompt you to press the A button, but you got to pick up the it'll show like the tools screen that'll pop up around the world, and it'll give you a directional arrow. You know how it's telling you to go to different areas, like, hey, here's.
Oh,
come
wait
back
a
to
minute.
this pistol.
I think I just got the last piece of that mech. You have to collect the pieces, right?
Well, yeah, it'll say like that you collected it, but I'm talking about in each level, you have to collect. I think it's 4 of them.
Yeah.
And once you get to 4, okay, then you get the mech, and it lasts about maybe 10 seconds, and then the process starts over again. You're still in the level. They'll say, okay, go get 4 more. So you're going around, at the same time, you're getting health. You're getting a shotgun or a pistol or AK-47, whatever that auto machine gun is. It's just craziness.
Yeah.
So,
It's
but
pretty
fun.
cool, though, guys. Like, if you're looking for a top-down shooter or like just something to waste a few minutes in every once in a while, then, yeah, this is a pretty cool game. You should check it out.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me
yeah.
of Shinna.
Real quick,
I think-
on Tesla versus Lovecraft. So Jacko, when he sent us the email for the codes, right? He said that on the Switch, they're selling more games on the Switch than any other platform that they're putting their games on. They say the Switch has been like the best hit for them. So check it out. Like these games are definitely geared, I think, towards the Switch because they're so easy to just pick up, play, put down, pick up, play, put down, and they're great for commutes. So check it out, guys. Check it out.
Yeah, perfect for that platform.
Okay, let's get into another game that I played this week, guys. I want to talk about real quick. So the Darwin Project. The Darwin Project came out, I want to say last week, the week before, on the Xbox One preview program, as well as Steam Greenlight, right? Or something like that. Or is it on Steam Greenlight or Windows 10?
I didn't see it on there.
Might be it might be an Xbox exclusive, actually, I think, because I think it's only on Windows and Xbox One. Anyways, this game is made by Scavenger Studio, and these guys are making a game that's pretty much the Hunger Games, guys. The Hunger Games, the game. I played this game the other day. I got a review code, thanks to them. So I got into the game. There's 10 people in a match. And the graphics are a lot like Fortnite. Not exactly copying Fortnite, but they're cartoony, right? Like it's not like realistic looking art style. It's cartoony.
I noticed the character has that same art style.
Yeah, they're cartoony. So basically, the premise of the game is you are all prisoners. You are all inmates at a prison, and they're gonna put 10 of you in an arena with different zones. So like the arena has like maybe, I think it's like 6 zones or 7 zones. And they're going to put 10 of you into the match. And there's one game director that controls the match. And that's an actual player. It's not, so when the match starts, you have a crossbow and like either an axe or a shovel. You can switch between the axe and the shovel. I'm pretty sure you can probably have more than that when the game actually comes, more features come to it. I'm pretty sure they're going to add way more content to that because I could definitely see them adding outfits and whatnot. Anyways, you start in the match and you got to survive. And so you have 3 different things you got to survive from. You got to survive from the game director. Hope he doesn't kill you. You got to survive from the cold and from the other players. You got to be the last one alive. There's no 2 people can win the match. There's no teams. It's 1 versus 9 pretty much, or 1 versus 10 if you count the game director and he doesn't like you.
Yeah.
So I was playing the match. My first match, I died like almost right away. So I got in there. There's certain trees you can knock down for wood. And there's certain pieces of furniture and items around the world because there's buildings and stuff in the world. You're kind of in a forest area, but there's like, think of it like a campground. There's like bridges and there's like log cabins around and weird things like that. So you can run into these cabins. You can dive through the windows, which is pretty cool. I thought that was really neat animation. You're running towards a window. You don't need to like climb into the window. You just fucking press A and the guy dives through the windows, So you're
like Matrix style.
Yeah, if you're running from somebody, you can just be diving through windows and diving and running and running. Anyways, I dove through a window. I broke down like this little chair. It looked like a lazy boy that was all beat up. I press X. It's really easy to like loot the stuff. You press X and a little circle goes around the X button, and it loots and it'll say like you have +1 leather, +1 wood. And you can craft different things with this. You can craft either like a trap. There's different traps you can craft: a bear trap, a zapper trap. You can craft faster boots. Like these boots will make you move faster if you craft them. But to craft the boots, you need like a leather and wood, like maybe 2 leather, or you need a leather and a wood. Or you can craft a fur coat, and the fur coat will keep you out in the elements a little bit longer because you are fighting the cold, and the cold will kill you. If you do not stay warm, the cold kills you. So
you have to be careful because you can use those crafting items to also craft a fire.
Yes.
Which will keep you warm.
But
right? Like
the fire,
and then you walk up to the fire and it warms you up and then you can go back out again. And then you come back once you get cold again.
The fire is visible from a mile away. That thing is visible from across the map. You see the smoke, you see the flames.
You kind of have to hide it.
Yeah, so it's really tough. And sometimes inside the cabins, when you run into certain cabins, you're able to see a map of the world. So you can look at the map, and you can see what zone you're in. So like each zone is like a hexagon type thing, and it'll show you like you're in the bottom right zone, and it says like Jesus Walks Lot is in this zone, and then it shows me exactly where all the other players are. Where they all are.
Really?
Yeah, it shows you. So, like, if you see someone near you or, like, someone that's heading your direction, you're like, whoa, is that person being helped by the game director? Is he telling them where to go? Or is he tracking me? Because you can be tracked. So, like, let's say I break down a chair, right? I broke down a lazy boy in this cabin, and I took off, and I left. If another person comes along and he sees that broken down chair, he can go up to the chair, press X, and hit, and it's like, does this thing called tracking, where it kind of gives him a hint to where I'm at. It'll say like, yeah, it'll kind of like highlight me for a quick second, and it'll be like, Jesus is over here in this side, and he can now track me and head that way and see if he can catch up to me. And then sometimes when you're the player being tracked, it'll tell you you're now being tracked.
Someone's tracking you.
Yeah, so like
That's
you gotta.
cool. I didn't know that. I didn't know that side of the game. That's really neat.
Yeah, so there's that, and also when you're near somebody, like if I'm running through this area where there's a bunch of trees or whatever. Sometimes if somebody's making noise or they're breaking things down or they're building something, they'll make noise. So like you'll see like a red little circle flash. Like a little sound thing flash. No, it flashes on your screen.
On your screen.
So it'll say like, so you kind of, okay, you sit there and you're like, okay, somebody's over there. But if I'm headed towards them, they might be able to see the red flash coming at them. Like they might be able to see me making noise coming at them. So it's really an intense game because, there's moments when and then there's like these parts called electronic parts. And only the game director can drop electronic parts, and electronic parts can craft the really high level stuff that you really need to win the game. So like it'll like all of a sudden you'll be playing the game and it'll say, the game director dropped electronic parts in sector blah blah blah, and like it'll flash for everybody in the game. It'll be like a big light beacon, think of it like a box in like Call of Duty Zombies or something. It's like a big light beacon going up to the sky. It's like and it'll have like a timer, like in 10 seconds, an electronic part will be available here. So like it kind of gets everybody to go over there, right? So one of the matches I was playing, we all ran towards the middle to try to get this electronic part. I get there, dude. There's like 4 dudes shooting each other with the crossbows, and there's like a dude hitting everybody with the shovel. I get in there and I start killing people, and this, it's like, the game director is closing this sector in 1 minute. So like he got us all to go to the circle, and then he closed the sector. So if you're in the sector when it's closed, you're trapped in there. You're trapped. You're going to die because you're fucking trapped in this thing and you can't get out. So I think he was trying to get us all to go to the middle and just be trapped in there and fight. So it got pretty crazy, and I ended up dying. Like this dude was a real good player, and obviously I knew he was a real good player because in every match that I was playing, everybody had mics. This community of players that I was playing with, they all had mics, and they all knew each other. They all knew each other. Like, hey, what's up, dude? Hey, man, nice match a few matches ago. I think I killed you. I'm sorry, dude. Like, oh, no, man. I'm going to kill you next time. And they're just talking. and like one of the matches that I got in, there was these 2 guys that got in there. And like, everybody's like, oh, man, he's in here. And then like the other guy showed up. He's like, oh, fuck, he's in here too. Well, guys, we're not going to win this one. Those guys are going to win it. Like they were just like, everybody was like so disappointed that these 2 players came into the match because apparently they're like the best players of the game or something like that. Oh, boy. So everybody was like so disappointed. And like, they're like, everybody was telling, like, because the game director can be in the chat too. He can be in like the lobby when it's loading in. And they were like, everybody was like, hey, game director, don't favor those guys. Make sure that you don't give them stuff, or make sure that you don't help them out. And he's like, well, I can't promise anything, but they might just win. And sure enough, I think he was helping them because it was really cool in that match. I was looting a cabin, and next thing you know, because when the game director is above you and he's showing you to the match, it'll say you are now being broadcasted live. And so like so like all of a sudden I was in this cabin doing stuff, doing my own thing, and all I see is this thing pop up on my screen that says you are now being broadcasted live. Entertain the people, it says, or some shit like that. And I was like, what? Entertain the people? And then it's like, then the game director's like, And here we have another contestant. Will he survive? And I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, what do you mean will I survive? Because I was in the game chat. I was like, what do you mean am I going to survive? He's like, well, I don't know. Will you survive this encounter? And next thing you know, one of the good players came into my cabin and he started shooting at me with the crossbows. Oh, look at that hit! Look at that hit! Jesus is not doing very well right now. He's getting killed. I was like, dude, you're not helping right now, man. and then the dude ended up killing me, and the game director was like, oh, better luck next time, contestant. And like, and then when you're dead, you can watch the broadcast of the. You can either sit there and watch what the spectator's showing or like what the game director's showing to people, or you can browse through the different players and watch the end of the match and the rest of it play out. It's really interesting. It's really funny, though, when the game directors are into the game like this guy was, and he's in there making comments about you getting killed. Oh, man, that had me laughing. I was like, these guys. I was getting mad, though. I was like, oh, this is hard.
I think I missed out when I was playing this game because I was in a party with Gunny.
Oh, no, you have to be in game chat.
Yeah, I guess you got to be in game chat, eh? Like that would have been awesome if that was my experience, but I didn't experience that at all. I just experienced, like, I was running around and I didn't know what the hell to do.
Yeah, and then one of the matches... Yeah, another one of the matches, real quick, I was playing, and the game director, like, as soon as the match started, he came over to me, he's like, you're being broadcasted live. He's like, hey, you have a mic? I was like, yeah. He's like, you want to kill somebody that I don't like? I was like, sure. He's like, all right. He's like, I'm going to boost your health, and you're going to run to the left. Go. And I was like, okay. And I was like, I don't know. I was like, should I trust this guy? Is he setting me up? Because he knows that I'm a new player or something? What's going on, you know?
Right.
And no, man, sure enough, I got to kill somebody. Because the game director gave me directions to where to go.
Oh, nice.
So
who can be game director? Does it?
I wonder if that's why I was getting
killed. Can you not do that with a friend?
Time.
Because that would be a little one-sided. It would.
Game directors.
Right.
Anyone could be a game director as long as you play 5 matches. You're able to unlock game director mode, which will let you go into the match to be a game director. Unfortunately, when I was playing, I got into the 5 matches done, you know, and I went to game director mode, and it said the wait time was 7 minutes.
Okay.
And then it said the wait time was 9 minutes.
So that's good. I mean, at least you can't be game director and have a friend as a player.
And then it never loaded me into the match, so I was never a game director, but I think it would be super fun. Because as game director, you get a rating. Like at the end of, like, as soon as the players start dying in the match, it'll say, rate your game director, and you can give it like 1 to 5 stars. And if you have a 2.5 star or lower rating, you cannot do anything as game director that directly affects the players. You cannot heal them. You cannot drop traps against them. You cannot nuke them. Because you can drop nukes in certain sectors of the zone, where like all of a sudden it'll say like, dropping a nuke in this sector. Please run away.
And you got to get the fuck out of that sector before it
it's
drops.
all going to blow up. So
I was like right next to a sector that got nuked. I was like just getting out and it went boom. And I'm like, holy shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kept running.
So the director can be your best friend or your worst.
It could, definitely, yeah. And
doesn't this have mixer integration as well?
It does, yeah. So I think what happens with the mixer integration, I think the players or the viewers that are watching Mixer can vote who they like, who they don't like, what they want the director to do next. And yeah. So
we should
it sounds so,
I don't know.
It's so cool
You
sometimes.
know what? Like my experience that I played like 2 matches and I was like, this is like a kind of crappy Fortnite. But I think I need to experience it like actually in game chat.
You definitely do, man.
Go through that. I think it would be so much fun if we all, like a bunch of us in the community, got together and did this.
It would be so hilarious. Cool because the game directors are like the people that control it, and we gotta
get Alan maybe in there.
Oh
Alan
as game director. Oh yeah, you're gonna kill me every time. as what I really liked about this game. Even though I know that there's probably not a lot of people playing because everybody that I was with in every match kind of knew each other, so it led me to believe that these guys are constantly playing the game. They know each other, right? They know who they are because they know each other's skills. Because they're like they're talking about matches that happened a day ago. They're like, "Yeah, dude, you remember the match we had last night? I'm sorry I shot you in the head, dude. I'm sorry, you know." but I had to do it. And they're just like, everybody's just talking, and like, they all have mics. It's so fucking cool. I thought that was the coolest thing about the game, that how everybody's just into it. They have the mics. They're in there talking. The director's talking to people. And even as director, it tells you need to be entertaining to the broadcasting viewers. You got to be entertaining to to the players in the match, and the people watching the match. You got to be entertaining them. So as director, it's a good choice to be in there with like, hey, people, welcome to the fucking whatever Hunger Games or something.
I so want to be a game director. I so want to play this as a game director. I gotta check it
today
out.
This person will be dying. You know what I mean? Like, it's so cool to be in there. And yeah, man, that game is super interesting the way they did it. It's totally a game that I could see becoming eventually an esport almost, or a huge like mixer streaming game.
Streaming game, yeah.
Crazy fun.
It's like it's like Smash TV meets Fortnite.
Yeah, it literally is.
There you go. Now, Jesus, the trailer that I saw last week was where you become a chair or broom or something, or you could disguise yourself. Is that part of this game?
I think you can craft different. You can craft camo, and I think the only way you can craft camo is with electronic parts or something like that. Because I couldn't craft a lot of things because you need a lot of resources, and it's hard to find them.
The crafting shit. The last match I was in, I figured out how to build a fire, and I think I was in there was 5 of us left, and I walked into this house, and some guy caught me in his trap and then jumped down from the roof and fucking killed me. And I was like, oh, shit.
I was
just starting to figure this out, you know what I mean? And
Seasoned player, you know?
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, the camo, because I know I read somewhere like in the loading screen where it said like craft camo to hide from your enemies in plain sight. And I think you need electronic parts for that. What I thought was really interesting about the crafting part, Ryan, you can pull up the crafting wheel with LB and craft whatever you have, right? But you can also, right before the match starts, it'll tell you customize your crafting wheel. So you can go into your crafting wheel and change the type of things you can craft. You can craft an exploding arrow, a fire arrow, an electric arrow.
I saw people shooting fire arrows.
Yeah, you can craft. You can craft like better. Like instead of having the snowball, you can craft something else instead of the snowball or whatever. You know what I mean?
So your resources that you collect, they stay with you?
No, they reset. But it kind of like. Maybe
craft.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Never
Once you learn the game, you can learn how to craft the different things, right? And you're like, okay, I know I need so many things for this fire arrow.
Change wheel before you go into
before you go into the match, you can change your wheel. And also, I think when you're changing the wheel, you can also set hotkeys to your D-pad, so you can press like down and X on the D-pad, and it'll craft shoes right away for you. Or right on the D-pad, it'll craft a snowball. Left on the D-pad, it'll craft something else. The game is super cool. Yeah. The game is really cool though, man. I really am liking it more than I thought I would have. When I first saw this game last year at E3, I wasn't really sure about it because I was like, this is like a streaming game. But when you're in there and the game director is really being entertaining and helping you out, or either trying to kill you and nuking your zone and all this crazy stuff is happening, it is really fucking cool. It feels like the Hunger Games. That's what it feels like. The Hunger Games. Like you're in the Hunger Games, motherfucker, and you got to survive. So play it, guys. Yeah. Check it out.
I think if enough people are going to play it, I think we should do something with this. We should set up a community stream or some shit. I think it would be a blast. I really
so much fun. Yeah. I wonder how much it. I didn't even know how much it was.
It was that much.
$20, $30, $40.
It's like $30 maybe.
I can't. I don't see it being. I don't see it being full 60 right now because this game preview, they're usually a little bit cheaper than full price. But yeah, and on the menu it says that they're gonna add duos soon, so it'll be two-player teams going into the match and fighting to the death. That's super.
It's
cool.
$18.99.
Wow, that's so cheap. Get it, guys. Get it.
That's for me. That's Canadian dollars, so it's probably $15.
$15 in the US.
That's cheap.
That is super cheap for this game. You need to check it out, guys, and play it.
And I believe it's a game preview on the Xbox One.
It is game preview. Yeah. So I mean, maybe it's $18 now, but when it releases, it becomes a $30 game. Yeah. So if you get in now, it might be a good time, right?
That's a good price.
That does seem pretty cheap for what the game is.
Yeah, and it's fun. I really, like I said, I enjoyed it a lot. And the only
You know what?
thing I want to do is play games.
I'm actually going to buy it. I'm going to buy it.
Oh, there you go. Awesome. We got a sale. Woohoo! My review worked. The game is fun.
I'm already thinking of the different possibilities with us going in and playing with a random director. I think that would be cool.
Yeah, random director.
Like he doesn't know us, but we all know each other, and he knows that.
He doesn't like
who does
that.
he favor? That would be cool. Who does he help? Who does he
It's
hurt?
so fun, man.
He or she.
But it does tell you. It does tell you as the rules as director, like to not favor certain players and to not team up with players. And I kind of broke those rules when the guy teamed up with me to kill the other guy. But hey, man, you're a director. You could do whatever the hell you want. It's your show, pretty much, when you're the director.
Right. Yeah.
Fun times.
Does it also encourage you as a director to stream it?
Yes, it probably does. Yeah, I would suggest streaming it as a director because that's probably the fun part of the game, having people watch the match and you entertaining the people watching.
Got it. Yeah.
I could see like a lot of big streamers streaming this game as directors and really bringing lots of viewers to certain matches. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Fun times. Anyways, that's the Darwin Project, guys. Check it out.
Yes.
Why don't you talk about Fortnite Mobile?
Oh, yeah.
Play
So
it?
I did. I played 2 matches. I jumped in, and just initially, I'm not a big Fortnite Battle Royale player. I do like the vanilla game. I didn't care much for the controls. I love watching this game on Twitch and Mixer and everywhere else, but playing it, I'm not a fan on the Xbox One, and yeah, it's not for me even on mobile. It looks fine. I didn't understand. It's that crafting thing.
On mobile, how does the crafting work? Do you tap, like, I want to build a wall, tap the wall real quick, or what do you do there?
So I don't know, because when I jumped in, and if you go to the crafting section, like if you press the button, it automatically just starts crafting walls. And I'm like, fuck, how do I stop it from just auto crafting? There's got to be a way. And initially, I couldn't even, like, once you do pick up the weapons, that part's obvious. But then you'll come up to, like, an ammo canister. I'm like, where the hell's the button to actually open the ammo canister to collect it? I couldn't find that. So I'm like, this game needs a stinking tutorial or something for me. But, I mean, I did figure out how to change, like, from the wall to the steps to that part of it. But it was auto doing everything for me. So... like there was a guy chasing me.
It was set to auto build, and then you're just supposed to hit whatever things that you want, and it'll build it, and then you turn